अद्भरं पर्याय विद्महे ज्ञानलिङ्गेश्वराय धीमहि तन्नो गुरुः प्रचोदयाते। ओम योग महर्षि डॉक्टर स्वामी गीतानंद गिरि गुरु महाराज की जय। स्वागतम, वणक्कम, नमस्कारम, नमस्ते, buongiorno, buonasera, depending on whichever part of the world my beloved yoga family is logging in from. Starting to sound like a talk show host or one of those FM radio jockeys who, That's why I keep on changing what I say so that I don't get into that narrow, limited perspective. Let us open up and let us be ourselves each day. Such a wonderful opportunity to be a new us. Today a Monday, today the 1st of June, a new month, a new week. Wow, good. And the best part of it is in a few days we'll start our Yantra Vidya Navangam. And I tell you, I don't know if there's anything else I love more than teaching. I really don't know if there's anything else I love more than teaching. As I told Divya, don't miss yesterday's episode on Tell Me Appa. It was an amazing episode and she's really good. She doesn't let me know the questions, and so she really makes sure that it's all spontaneous, on the spot, natural answers. And those are the best answers, not the ones that you have prepared for or somebody else has written out for you to read. I think one of the funniest part is when you see people giving speeches and you see the eyes moving as they read somebody else's words someplace on the screen or held up on a placard. I think it's so hilarious. If you cannot even write your own speech, if you cannot even make your own speech, for God's sake, what do you have to tell anyone? Why should you have anything to tell anyone? Come on, let it come from the heart. When we talk about Nada and Nada Yoga, and I have an upcoming seminar on that also coming up, Nada Yoga is an amazing concept because Nada or vibrational essence has to come from the Nabi. The great Tyagaraja Swamigal, our musical genius of South India, was given amazing compositions. His compositions are just amazing because they have the technical structure of a very intricate nature, yet at the same time are laden with bhakti. So here, you have both the head and the heart going together in Tyagaraja Swamigal Kritis. That is why Tyagaraja Swamigal, Muthuswami Dikshitar, Shyama Sastri, these three are considered the trinity of our South Indian classical music. We have a parallel with Muthu Tandava and others as the Tamil Trinity. But these three, it's quite amazing because they gave us music that had the technical structure of most intricate nature. You need to have a lot of brains to understand it. And yet at the same time, the bhakti, especially Tyagaraja Swamigal, because Muthuswami Dikshitar and Shyama Sastrigal, amazing, intricate compositions, but something is lacking which Tyagaraja Swamigal has, because his is a plaintive plea to the divine, most of the time in the form of Lord Rama. But Tyagaraja Swamigal has given us a beautiful composition, Shobillu Saptaswara. And the Saptaswara, the 7 notes, Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Da Ni. And when we make it in a musical structure, we add another sa. The first note is added at the end in the upper octave so that you have 8 notes, which makes it much easier. 8, 16, 8, 4, dividing and going faster and slower. So you have the composition, the 7 notes, sa, which is called Sajjam. Sa, Sajjam, Re, Rishabam, Ga, Gandharam, Ma, Madhyamam, Pa, Panchamam, Dha, Daivadam, Ni, Nishadam. And then to complete it, Sa, Sajjam, Sajjam, Nishadam, Daivadam, Panchamam, Madhyamam, Gandharam, Rishabam, Sajjam, Rishabam, Gandharam, Madhyamam, Panchamam Daivada Nishadam Sajjam Sanidaba Magaresa. So these 7 notes, Sarigama Badani, and that is why Divya loves singing the Do, Re, Mi from the Sound of Music. It's one of the beautiful side benefits of the lockdown has been that she got to, thanks to our Tejasvi Uma Kumar, and very interestingly, this lockdown gave the opportunity for Divya to get exposed to the sound of music. She had many years ago, thanks to Kathy Davis, got exposed to the what was that other one? Mary Poppins. Yeah, Davison reminds me, Mary Poppins. And I still remember Divya and Anand Raj watching Mary Poppins, and I don't know how many thousands of times they watched it. That was one thing. And same thing now with Sound of Music. And thanks to Tejasvi, they practiced it, and they have done some amazing cover versions with Divya, Tejasvi, Anand Raj, and Shirley. They're singing different components. And the Anand Raj one, I couldn't believe it was Anand Raj actually singing it. That I'm 16 going on 17, that one. But anyway, coming back to something more serious for those who don't know family issues. But it's my yoga family, so these are all family updates in case you wanted them. And if you didn't want them, no choice. You have to listen. That's gangster yogi stuff. The 7 notes, when Tyagaraja Swamigal talks about them, he says, Shobillu. They are so beautiful and they are of the nature of light. Shobanam, Shobita, means that beautiful light, that such amazing exuberance that comes with the notes. A very beautiful exuberance of luminosity coming through the notes. Shobillu Saptaswara, they are so beautiful. And Tyagaraja Swamigal says those notes have to start at the Nabi. He says Nabi, Hre, that is to the heart, Kanta, the throat, then Rasana, the tongue, then Nasa, the nose. So there are 5 areas that the sound has to come when we talk about Nada. The concept of Nada is a very beautiful concept, and last week I gave a 1-hour talk for the program at our university. And the more I talk about this, the more I teach this, I realize how deep it is. And I am working on a similar talk, thanks to my dear Thomaji, with a group in the USA, which comes, I think, on the 11th of June. I have to check up a few details. I have to get up at 5 in the morning to give that. So that's going to be a nice one. But Nada is the vibrational essence. And by making sound, audible sound, we can tune into that essence. So sound is not really Nada. Nada is vibration, which is very subtle. In fact, it is said, Nada Bindu Kala. From Nada, from the vibration, comes the Bindu, it coalesces together, and then the Kala, the manifest drama, as Shakespeare tells us, all the world's just a stage, and we are players coming and strutting our lines and then getting off the stage when our act is over. And such a beautiful Vedantic perspective that Shakespeare gives us when he talks about that all the world's a stage. I think it's an amazing Vedantic perspective. Coming back, the Nada is the vibration. This is at the subtlest. So if you were to take this into a concept of gross, subtle, and causal, at the causal level lies the Nada. The vibrational essence is at the causal level of existence. It coalesces together at the subtle level of existence where it becomes a Bindu. A Bindu is a focal point of consciousness. I often like to say it is an aperture that connects the manifest and the non-manifest. You have the non or unmanifest, and you have the manifest, and there's a small window, a small aperture. A Bindu is an aperture. It is that small hole, the dot, that connects these two. Such a beautiful concept. Nada is at the subtle. Bindu is that focal point of consciousness that connects the manifest and the non-manifest. The Lingani Linga Matra, Alingani, as Patanjali tells us, that which can be marked and that which cannot be marked. Huh? Linga Matra, Alingani. That is a linga is basically a bindu. The lingam, the Shiva lingam is a bindu. So bindu, and then the manifestation kala is at the gross level. That can be understood by the senses. So what you can understand through the senses is the kala. That is why kala is art. Dance, drama, architecture. This is all called kala. In Tamil we will say kalai, which means the art, the fine art. So nada bindu kala. And this is how the whole manifestation occurs. Now, if you want to connect with that causal level of existence, your self-effort is making the sound. But the sound is gross. Because you can hear. When I go ah, you can hear it. If I go you can hear it. And go ha ha ha, you can hear it. That means this is at the grossest level of existence. For actuality, if you can perceive anything, it is gross. Because the fact that you can perceive it with your senses, the jnanendriyas, means that it is at the grossest level. It is the stula. And that is why we have to be very careful, because we have got trapped. And I'm going to repeat that. We have got trapped into thinking if I cannot perceive it, it doesn't exist. And for God's sake, stop thinking like that. There are a lot of things that exist that we cannot perceive. But we are so egotistical about it. If I don't see it, it doesn't exist. So you close your eyes and hope the problems will go away. They will not go away, because they are not dependent on you opening or closing your eyes. You have to open up to parts that cannot be perceived by the senses. These are called extrasensory, suprasensory, parasensory experiences. And these can only come when you start to go in. They will not come as long as you are going out. And that is why Patanjali has talked about this. And Divyam Shotram and all. You start to connect to the universe in a supra sensory way. And then you start to perceive the subtle and causal. But anyway, what are we doing at the gross level when we are working in Nada Yoga? We are working on the concept of making a sound, an audible sound, which then starts off the ripple effect. Sarvesh and Kim in the USA are putting out a new full virtual yoga studio, Ripple Yoga. I love that name, Ripple. We need to create ripples. What you have to do, you have to throw the stone. That stone hits the water and then you have those ripples. That stone hitting the water, that clonk, 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 that is the sound you make. That is your limited effort, which is plonk, and then after that you don't hear the plonk anymore. But the effects of that plonk, the stone hitting the water, they continue and they start to go from gross, subtler, subtler, subtler to the causal level. So when you are making sound as nada, the sound that you are doing, it is very, very important. It is only through the sound that then you set up this pattern. Okay? So coming back to it, the sound that you produce must come from the Nabi. Why from the Nabi? Because the solar plexus is our psychic umbilical cord that connects us to the universe. It connects us to the universe. So the sound has to come from the source. The source where the energy comes into us is the Manipura chakra. This Nabi. And that is why Patanjali tells us, Nabi chakre kaya vyuha jnanam. When you have done samyama, dharana dhyana samadhi on the Nabi chakra, at that time you understand how your whole kaya, your whole body has been created. What is the systemic arrangement of your physical body? Nabi is where it starts. And this is very much related to the concept of breath. Because, whenever you want to exhale, the breath must start from the diaphragm. The diaphragm is the most important muscle of respiration. And if your diaphragm is paralyzed, you are going to need a ventilator. Because if your diaphragm doesn't work, you need an external artificial ventilator to keep you ventilated. So when we are breathing out, and sound is made on the exhalation. Very few times we make sound on the inhalation. Most of the time it is on exhalation. In the Mantralaya, and sometimes when we are using the higher aspects of Brahmara and Brahmari, in the Pranayama, we try to make a sound on the inhalation. There are a few exceptions. But in general, sound is made on the exhalation as the air comes up and out your vocal cords. The vocal cords, then they modify it. We'll come to that. Sound starts here. That is why the Nabi. So when you are using your diaphragm, what you are doing is you are enabling the sound to start here. The sound has to start here. Now that is the origin of the sound. So sound has started. What has to happen next? That sound has to go through the heart center. It has to start to have bhava. It has to have bhakti. It has to have all that emotion. So the emotion of the heart has to now empower that sound. Raw sound, which is from the Nabi, is now empowered and made heartful in the heart center. Nabi, H. Then it comes to the throat. What is in the throat? Vishuddha. So the purity of communication has to come in here. What you think, you say, and what you say, you do. That is the highest purity of the Vishuddha or Vishuddhi, as it is called in some traditions. And don't get locked into these small names, okay? The concepts are more important. Each tradition has their own language. Here, what happens is you have the vocal cords. And the vocal cords, now the sound, which is a raw sound, which has now been empowered by the emotions, starts to get a vocalization through the vocal cords, V-O-C-A-L. Vocal cords creates a vocalization of the sound, and it starts to take on the components that we understand as language. Anything less than that, we just understand it as sound. Here it starts to become language. And so this is the point where language starts to come in, and that is why all the vowel sounds of Sanskrit are related here. And that is why the bija sounds for the Vishuddha, ang, ang, ing, ing, ung, ung, ring, ring, ling, ling, ing, ing, ong, ong, ang. All the bija sounds are here. All the vocalization, the powerful vowel sounds are related to this. Vowel, vocalization, Vishuddha, all V's. Keep that in mind as a memory. Now what happens? You have created language. That has to be modified by the tongue. So the tongue has to create all these tongue twisters so that sound, which is now becoming the rudimentary language, starts to get expressed as a language that can be understood. You are verbalizing. So here is the this is vocalization, this is verbalization. You are making it into a verbal form where the other person who knows the language can start to understand it. Origin of the sound, empowered with emotions, vocalization, verbalization. But what happens is many people, it's verbalized and they forget it. It has to go up into the higher level. That is where nasal intonations come in. The nasal intonations elevate the sound from being at the gross level to something much more subtle, and it starts to elevate. That is why when you are just speaking, the other day we talked about the bija sounds of the chakras, and someone asked this question, a very beautiful question. For example, the bija sound la, L-A, la, is the sound, the language sound of the Varnamala, the Sanskrit Varnamala, that is related to the Mooladhara. Here, for example, it is ha. That is the language, that is the vocalization. Verbalization is la. Now what you want to do, you want to elevate the sound, and so you add what is called a anuswara, which is the na. Gakara purva rupam, akaro madhyama rupam, anuswaras chanta rupam, as the Ganesha Atharva Sirsha tells us, one of those beautiful chants. Gakara, all of this, lakara, hakara, makara, and these are just the sounds being made. They have to be elevated from being mere language, verbalization. Now you have to take them to the subtle, and that is where the anuswara comes in. So the la becomes lam. The ha becomes hum. Lam, vam, ram, yam, hum, mam, om. That comes in. What is the It is the anuswara. So now what you have done is the language has been elevated into something higher. Instead of just being communicating, you give me this, I give you that. Did you come yesterday? When will you come tomorrow? This is all language level. You are now going to a subtler level. You are starting to understand the essence of that sound. That is where the anuswara comes. But then, as I said the other day, this is the elevating part. But then in order for that to happen, you have to have a clang. The clang has to come. The first part of the ringing of the bell is a dynamic clang, and then there's the tapering. The tapering is the anuswara. But the clang has to be there. It is the elevating part, and that is where the Chandra Bindu, you have a half moon with a dot in it. The Chandra Bindu comes in. And that is why when we are doing the Nada Yoga practices and the Mantralaya, one has to use the Chandra Bindu, which is a nga, ng, nga. It's a nasal twang, nga, nga, nga. If you cannot make that sound, close your nose and go nga, 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 and you will understand that sound. Nga, nga. And what happens is the becomes becomes ang. And suddenly your tongue has gone against the palate and the sound has gone up to the top of your head. Just try it out. La, foundational, la. Lam, now you have elevated it a bit. And then lung, lung. So la, la, lam, lung, lung. It's as if lung, you sort of pull it up. That is the power of the mantra. And that is why the Chandra Bindu is the sound that has to be made. It is the exoteric made sound. And the sound that has to come and happen is the esoteric. So coming back. Navi, Kanta, Rasana, Nasa. 5 areas the sound has to come in. Nowadays people are, I don't know where they are. You hear people singing, it's all like, and I'm like, see, what has happened to you? There is no energy here. Energy has to come from here. That is why my singing master, Sri Ranganathan sir, such an elevated spiritual master, and both Devasena and I think we know who he is incarnated as, because there's an amazing young man, young boy singing so well that I think it is Ranganathan sir's incarnation. Because he used to tell us, because he was an amazing musician, another yogi who never received the recognition he should have had. He should have been known world over, was not known. And he used to tell Ananda, if you ever find a small kid at the age of 9 who is, already singing like that and all, just know that it's me who has come back. And we have been watching someone who, I don't want to say because these are things which are more heartfelt, but we have seen this young boy, and I think it is him. And this young boy is an internet sensation. It's amazing actually, and I think that it's Ranganathan sir has come back. But Ranganathan sir, before his concert, he used to make sure he never ate anything. He said, if you eat food, all your energy will go into food digestion. You will not have energy to sing. He said, because it is from the Nabi the sound has to come, and if you put food here, how will music come out of it? Maybe burping will come, but not music. Okay, other sounds will come, but not music. And again, what he used to do is he used to wear his dhoti always, white and white, like my dear Talaiva Sanjay Subramaniam, men in white, and that was the classical traditional Vidwan. Nowadays we all wear all sort of colored stuff to look good on stage and to cover up our inadequacies, I think, in music. As Sanjay Subramaniam says, it is so important that the music is given priority, not what you look like on stage. And that is why I love him, and I openly call him Talaiva because of that. He's our Tala. Anyway, so coming back. Ranganathan sir with his dhoti, he used to loosen his dhoti. He would loosen his dhoti when he sat down to sing. And I played Mridangam for him. I have a blessing in my life that he sang for my Mridangam Arangetram, and many times I played for him. And I used to watch this, and he said, this area has to be free because the music has to come from here. Many people think music is up here. No, it has to come from here. And that is why such a beautiful concept that Tyagaraja Swamigal tells us. Nabi Kantarasana Nabi Kantarasana Nabi Kantarasana Sadulayanto Nabi Kantarasana Sadulayanto Nabi Kantarasana Sadulayanto Shobillu Sataswara Sundarulam Bhajimbave Manasa Sobillu Sapta Swara. Those Sapta Swaras have to come. Nabi Kanta Rasana Nasa. That is when the Nada comes alive in you. And I actually came up here this morning planning to do something else. But then the universe said, Dr. Ananda, the best laid plans of men and mice, the best laid plans of men and mice, as the universe says. It says, you had your idea, well, I'm going to make sure I do what I want. And so the universe decided this morning's session was on the basic concepts of Nada Yoga. Such a beautiful concept, and for me, at my heart, this is why I think music is such an amazing way that we can actually communicate with something higher. So, see you all later, whenever that is. And those of you who have registered for the Yantra Navangam, Yantra Vidya Navangam, let me keep that name straight. You should have received some basic study material, which is from one of my talks at the Om Studio on one of my birthdays some years ago. But it's a very good summary of what we are going to be looking at in this course starting soon. And those of you who are still not yet decided, please decide, because tomorrow I'll close registration. I am not into quantity at all, so it's not about getting as many students as possible. For me, those who are to be there will be there. And if not, there'll always be another time whenever that happens. So just make sure that you, if you're going to do it and you have put it off, as Swamiji says, din, do it now. And looking forward to a wonderful study, something which is so important, so important. Namaste. Have a wonderful day, wherever you are.